Nothing feels better than living in truth. If you got to clear up some lies, if you got to clear up some hiddens, if you got to undisclose some non-disclosed, prepare for that moment. Because you better choose to do that before the truth chooses you. This is the age of truth. This is particularly a very in particular year of light, right? On everything that is deceiving. No more unauthenticity. Everything you're doing in the dark is becoming made aware. You got to acknowledge it. It's going to continue to follow you. It is going to be on your back, pulling at your soul, warning you that the truth is looking for you. And if you running from it or think you hiding from it, trust me, you doing that is only allowing it to become quicker in finding you because you're thinking about it. You're reminding you. You're aligning you, manifesting it, thinking that you're running from it like it's behind you, although really you running from it is running towards it. If you stop thinking about it, how do you stop thinking about something right? So you must need to at least be honest with yourself and say, what am I doing? Why am I hiding? Why am I running from it? If I stop running and just stop it, then it'll stop chasing me. The risk of the truth being exposed and whatever it is, it'll stop haunting me because I don't continue to align with it. I'm making it worse day by day, thinking that it's not going to find me. And I'm literally choosing to do what I don't want to be noticed by anyone other than, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. It because even if it doesn't find you on some like worldwide globe no, and now they get to make you the center of attention of the Truth Exposed show, and you want to go kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Heal yourself before it happens. That way, when people start to yapping and adding captions and things like that because they running from something and they trying to remove the spotlight from coming onto them, so they try to push it onto someone because they heard something and they just hope they can get a little bit of detail and somebody else can put their detail and we could see means well to, yeah, let's put the attention on that one. Nah, we need to all come to our actions and say, are they aligned with what God's plans for me is? Am I receiving more harm and hurt to deceive his promise of said plans that by purpose proceeded with prosperity at all times, not just when I need it? He gonna give me what I want. My heart's desires will be what I have when I seek it, but my alignment needs to be aligned and it needs to be how I keep it. It's easy once you reach it. And he ain't saying that you just gonna sit on the bleachers without blessings while you reach it. As you seek it, he gonna remind you that he love you, not just in secret, but you gonna be wishing that you made the decision sooner. But it's okay. This is when you need it. Everything you did that preceded, it's gonna make sense every evening. And as you reach it, man, it's gonna be a feeling that you can't believe you actually was choosing to never receive it. You wouldn't have ever let go if he never made you believe it, or somebody else made you believe it because they reached it and they achieved it and they life done turned over so much. What's a new leaf to a new a new a new feature, a new teacher, somebody who ain't never taught before. Wasn't you just that terribly bad student everybody was talking on? Rumors crazy about what you used to do when you walked the halls. They heard you was skipping class. Nah, I won't skip in class. I just decided that since I knew what they did in class already, I didn't want to sit in class. So I left and went to the world and was in a different class, harder, but you really become smarter if you understand differently. I needed hands-on instruction, education that was actually intentionally for something. I needed more of something. I needed to explore nothing and see why I always did that, and realize that if I would have put the same energy in something, I would have get I would have got so much that made sense back. But since I'm here with nothing, but all because I did that, chose that, man, that road back there gave me so much I can hold that I ain't gotta hold that. And I now ain't gotta hold back. Cause the truth, well, that's the old map. The old me with the old cap, even the same cap, don't hold that, don't know that. I am not him, but I can behold that. This was me, and this is me. The difference is all is before that. You know what I'm saying? And even all is before now. Matter of fact, you even watching this after this me version existed before that. The one that's coming after. I'm so fast in my mind that I'm thinking past I'm thinking of past the times when folk see me as a pastor. And I'm not. More like a reverend. Nah, more like a minister. Nah, more like a sinner turned minister. What do you call that? A sinister? I don't know. But it's something divine. Yeah, it's something to remember. I'm unforgettable. Those cold Decembers, I was getting hot like September by choice. And I dared not allow what I was doing to leave my voice. But then my voice started realizing it had no choice. I already signed my soul over to God who hold me hoist. He said, you already came with the same gain that you would claim, regardless of how or when, at what point you knew your name and you remembered all the shame that you was adding to your Hall of Fame, trying to run from, you would have to bear and continue to do it all again. Because they're going to want to know why you was there. They're going to want to know the details of it, man. And you can't go back to none of it, man. You can't ruin that covet, man. You got to leave it where it's at when you're done with it and be done it, man. And however long it take, that's however long it'll be. And at some point it's going to start to remind you of the scenes that you wanted to leave behind you, and you know what that means. Yeah, it's time to find a reason to put clothes on that thing and expose all them things and know that you safe and know the love that it means, that you know how to scream, and you ain't doing it for the scene. You ain't doing it for the people that could never do that in their dreams. You ain't doing it for the people that was around you in them scenes that mean nothing because they talk about you behind you from these things. They ain't gonna clap for you. They gonna laugh at you. they gonna draw some more facts on you. They gonna sit and smoke about you, joke about you, rewatch everything you put out, but really, they don't know about you. They just know who you was when you was with them. That's all they know about you. They don't know you to know who is you, and they ain't around no more, so they can't really be in knowing of who with you or why they ain't with you. See, what the issue is y'all didn't accept a nigga when I was going through it mental. I told y'all I was struggling, but I ain't tell you what I was struggling with. But if you would have ever sat down and talked, and I was given the notion that you wouldn't take it and run and tell it, but I knew. So at a time when I was ready to tell too, I told a few, knowing that the risk was open and they was gonna take it to tell whoever, tell you, whoever, I don't care. I see it as being clever. God told me couldn't have been a plan better. You understand? You knew what they was gonna do, but you put the trust and control in their hand, but knew could put it on a grand that they would have told they mans. And I ain't even have to hear it back to me. Actually, I just waited a little bit and felt the energy in the shift, and then I knew it was legit time for me to go ahead and do it. Let me add to the moment. Let me throw some fuel on it. Let me rap and tell on me. Let me expose myself. Didn't know that at the same time, though, there would be a week worth of physical exams that I would chose myself just because I wanted to be inside the scenes of the T. The T meaning the thing that linked me in doing other things. Mastered it. It thought fast, I think fast is not faster than the way that I was thinking faster than it. I'm past it. I told the Lord if he allowed it for me, I would pass in it. Told the Lord through some alchemy, I would fasten it, make it a seatbelt for all of those who need help. And if I happen to be in a scene where others see wealth in me and need wealth, and they ain't gonna ask for the bucks back, they gonna just say, here, smoke, smoke, smoke. Now let me touch that. Well, my presence is gonna say, nope, nope, no more do I does that. But I can't say that I was never with that. And I understand why you are right now still, and I get that. If you allow me to explain the difference from then and here, while I'm feeling kidnapped, like there was intentions for me to appear and do what I clearly used to mishaps, right? Or I would be included. All I need is a little bit of influence for me to do it. I ain't had no choice because in my voice, I was useless and I wanted to do it. I ain't want the abusiveness, but I wanted the pursuing, the lust, the disgust, and the disgust. Something stuck in my mind. Guys, liking my butt while I'm thinking I'm a female inside of a rut, and I'm watching me on this screen throwing that fat butt back as I scream. And I mean, living a dream until I leave the scene. Pain and the shame running over me. I clean, jump up in that bath, rub my hands over my, take some pictures of it, send it to the guys who love it. Yeah, I'm back up on that app. Got a little more for some smoke to adore back at the home while I nap. Nope, can't do that. Never go to sleep. Trying to feel it again, but not really, so I peep. Play myself. Run across the screens and mad flicks playing well. Get back on that app and do the same thing again. Know my health is toxic. Knowing I do the things that I do not want to and watch it. Cause I leave, but I still be there. I see why I came there, and I repair every notion that make me not feel like I'm going in slow motion back and forth in a circle only. Man, they keep repeating. I keep putting myself inside the hot seating every single other weekend. I be creeping, cheating, not on just me, but the God who I think I'm hiding from and deceiving. Ain't no way I could leave him. He want me to be him. He want to be so inside me. He there while the God is inside while I'm driving, throwing it back like it's a baseball cane. All I know is the bat felt different when it did enter in from the back. That's some nasty thoughts mentioning, but I didn't do that. I didn't think again. I thought it preemptively and knew what it meant when I was inside of that predicament and knew I was with. I knew it was the same when the same. That wasn't the shame. It was the fact that I'm a moral again, and the sexual attached is the reason I came. The reason I came was the reason I came. Understand the influence, what procured me to do it, what I said was gonna be the reason I focused on the music. But as soon as I did it, God know when I get it, I fall into a victim of the sinning. The difference, the feeling that overcame in him was the same every time I allowed it to make that incision. I get cut from the good graces. Now I gotta be re-forgiven for the same thing that he just forgave the other mention. The other day when I prayed, I said I'd never do it again. And then I didn't, and then I did. And in my mind the whole time was I said I didn't. I know God watching me now, just being with it, but understanding that his love then and now, it's always different. He's sitting there already forgiving me. Trying not to listen, trying not to look in and vision, but he can't hide his vision. He know that inside of me, I made a conscious decision just to feel what it feel like to seek, chase, and get it. Make a target and then hit it. Manifest, but the way that I was living, I was nasty manifesting on the digits. Calling in, I want all it in. 911, I want it all again. Emergency, I fall in sin urgently. And if they calling me, I'm like, boy, you ain't never heard of me. I don't know who you is. You absurd to me, but I kept that number. And in the times I got it back in that mode, I had to wonder, was that number gonna be open if I sent the wonder? Like WYD, my bro, you know it's time to go. Where are you? How you? How you know who this be? We don't need to know for real. Just know that if we meet, we could smoke and we could be capital T. That's what actually happened to me. If it wasn't for the T, then it wouldn't attach the deeds, wouldn't attach to me making a conscious choice to actually be included in these actual scenes where I couldn't actually see, but actually my eye inside the third act is me. And I knew, but I act like I didn't acted dumb. I'm played naive and throw it back once again. I keep saying that because that's what I was doing. One of my favorite physicians. I ain't had to look at no Nick and realize it's a Nick. I ain't had to, I could keep focused on my phone and let the poem play on. Man, I watched so much poem, it turned into the sounds of my alarm in the morning. I'm talking turn to and that's exactly how I sound when I was man, like a girl, like an itch. I came out of a ditch, well, the bathroom, if that was an actual house that exists. I think it was a pit, demons and the devil in it, because they enjoying it, but I'm not really enjoying this. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. But I'm exploring the wits and I'm exploring my ableness to do it behind closed doors, under, 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 mm, under cliffs, on the side of the edge, ready to jump off that. Don't want to kill myself, but I might as well do that. Because this is what I'm doing now. And at least I don't care about if it happened actually based on what I'm doing now. Then making choices that I wouldn't do right now. But then them same choices led me to what I want to do right now. This is what I want to do right now. Straight vision. Hey, listen, precision. Align with him. He aligned in him. Will getting done. And it's fun. I know I'm the one. And not just the, but I'm me. So it ain't none. Unlikely that there'll ever be another one except Jesus, my brother, God's other son. That's me, sis. If you believe what he says, just know you're going to have that same access to heaven that I do. And I believe that Jesus came through to find you. He was hanging around the sinners so he could remind them too that the time gonna come that I'm hoping I got to be around them too. Because I understand I got compassion. I see I in you. I know the mirror get clearer when the sun a little different because his perfect life mentioned came to an ending based on his decision to be obedient. As he listened, God told him you'd be the henchman, the sinless conviction, but you'd reign different. You'd rise and remain different. Your time on earth isn't designed by perfect vision for nothing. I did it for a reason. You'll see. And God and Jesus knew God, and God knew Jesus, as he in the word it was written. So he said, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to go missing, but listen, I gotta go. So it goes how it's written. Me too. The only difference, it was always written. So I go back through the scriptures and read and it sound like I'm listening. It sound like God talking to me, but I take it in and remix it. I make it make sense to me, and I make it same difference. See, I know that Jesus ain't no sin, but he became for but he became by commission, and the mission for me is I, I I didn't know sin either, but the knowing was different. I had to get so close to it that I started knowing it different. Meaning, yeah, I wanted to say no, but what's the difference in the no if it's different? Well, I know that it's different, but do you still love if we know what we're doing as long as we don't do what we know that we shouldn't? Like, say, right? Quote unquote, you're gay, right? And you realize you there to stay, right? Meaning your whole lifestyle, you've been that way, and your life to God ain't gonna change the way that you look at the same sex. And it's not because you enjoying the same sex over the same sex with the same sex. You want to get married. It's not that scary if you compare me, because I was doing things for the peculiar moment of what would scare me. The outcome of it was like, you ain't even gotta dare me. You hear me? Clearly, it feels unforgettable. Might hurt a little though, at first a little though, but hey, that was the interest at first. I'll admit it, yo. Really had interest in those that were bigger, yo, because I felt I was little, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. And then the pain got thicker, yo. And then my brain got thinner, yo. Then I started doing things to cover the pain I was feeling, yo. Mm. And never put my name to a sinner, yo. I knew I was a sinner, yo, but I was living life like a damn beginner, yo. I wasn't doing things that most sinners do, so I felt like I got I got a pass. I got a little time to get right. I need some class. God'll forgive me for tonight. I know he will, cause I know God for real, and he love me and love me still. So while I do it, keep my eyes off of how he feel, and keep my heart off of believing or realizing he behind the wheel, and I'm in the seat driving, and he know just how it feel, and he know just how I feel, and he know that it's about to really get real for real, but he ain't telling me. He just allowing the choice to be made, and telling me that one day you gonna tell on me, but it ain't gonna be snitching, but you gonna be wishing that you didn't make those decisions. But listen, I'ma incision the amount of faith and courage you missing to trump over fear, so you can um clearly know the reason for the mission, and it's gonna make so much of a difference from now and then that'll become your main mission. You gonna sit there and listen to you explain everything without a thing missing. I'm talking details. I won't expose names because they didn't, but I mean well when I say things that they won't and didn't, and I hope they get it. Either I hope they lifestyle is aligned with it, or they stop doing when exactly what they did it before that door closes on them all. You get to choose, or no, tomorrow ain't yours. It ain't promised, dude. And due to the fact that you've been doing this as long as, dude, look, I'm honest, dude. I'll be on it, dude, to tell it all on a college podcast just to expel it all. There's times I wish I could fall back and reflect it all. And if I want, try it again or neglect it all. You see, for me, the pain still lingering, but the cover up, the pleasure, it ain't the same. It's overachieving it. It's covering up. Matter of fact, the pain, it's like leaving in. And that's what I started believing in. As long as I could keep me in the same scenes that I was being in, unleashing in, not me and in, becoming she and in, throwing it back on he and in, choosing to be deed again, choosing to be the boy that low key with them secrecy, the sin is in the seed of him. I had to grow. See the darkness is something that I had to be up in, and I had to know. See the demons is something that I had to eat within. Now we have a show together. They gonna ruin the world, but I'ma turn it backwards though. See everything they doing, I actually know. Now I gotta go forth. It ain't no more back and forth. It was cool when I was lost. It was cool when I was at the door. But now that I passed it, now that I'm off it, now that I closed the door, tossed the key, and I lost it, now that the key within me is the faith that's going to cost them, but I'm going to leave the door open because the fact that I'm chosen don't make me gatekeep what I know when. I just know when to expose it. God said, keep your eyes and your heart open and your mind closed to no one, but don't get close to no one. Matter of fact, just show them. Don't tell no one. Because everything in abundance that I'm holding for you, I'd never show them. I let them never know. Let them know that your financial started growing. Matter of fact, you already rich. So isn't that you got zero that exists as a dollar amount in the bank that will soon have some stacks in it. I don't know how soon for real. I don't know how late for real. All I know is that I can't wait, but God gonna serve me plates and still he provides a way when I ain't got a dime to spend for real. He was training me, ironing me, so I know just how I feel without a dollar bill when I couldn't get what I want, but he still allowed it still. How that feel when I was asking to get high because I knew how to alchemize. I knew that by this time I should be able to show that I have the strength to actually overpower and take my power back. And I could do it and take a shower and not allow the fact that water running over my body um make me think out of that straight vision and straight listen to the shower cap as it used to hit me after I took a shower after I used to choose to sin and how it felt to power back up and do it a little more or like pursue it a little more because I liked what I was pursuing and chose to do. Man, I was a nasty little dude, I could tell you. Man, if you ask me, I was proved. I tell you, I ain't do nothing. I ain't heard about that news. I ain't no failure. I'm on a mission. Listen, I got stuff to lose, so you better not expose this vision that I see in my mind coming close to getting. I need to stop, but right now is not the time I didn't. Had to go in, and I understand the loyalty held with both hands. After that, I had a lot of talking over lotion. Reed got the move back to oil and Vaseline on him. Man, I started doing nothing but riding on them when it was like body to body and we was just touching. I said, well, at least it ain't intercourse. But I could hear the justification in my voice, trying to deny the fact that I might have been into boys, knowing I was not into boys, but still doing it to boys. Sin. Do it feel that good again to go against the best love you ever held in your hands, that you ever had in your heart? Well, you better start playing it smart. You a whole dang car. You a number one star. Boy, you better play your part. Don't get your part played apart, taken apart. It's spirits out here that know who you are, and they can't wait to see you naked. So hold on, wait a second. When you get that discernment and intuition and your embrace it. Know that it's not just for the encase it. You gonna need to upgrade it. These spiritual gifts I'm giving you is gonna get you through these phases. Next time you at the table with these demons, tell them you sent by the greatest to be the greatest. So you can no longer play this game that you've been playing. You've been a waiter, but no longer on the wait list. You gotta save it. You can't make them choices that you used to make when you was dazed, and you can't even allow the influences to make you choose that way, man. You too conscious. You know what dark is. You know what light is. You know where the park is. You know how to park this. You know where the pipe is. You know what a life is. You know what the life and you know why life is. You know how to like it. You know what love is, and you know the difference between something that'll make you go over and above his mission. Stop.